Hi, I'm Phil Palucha from Billionaires in Boxers, and you are about to engage with Up Level Your Communication, hosted by Miluna. Wow, this is going to be powerful. Communication is at the heart of everything that is good about business and about sharing with your fellow humans, and Miluna is phenomenal at helping you share that message and also interview some pretty special and amazing guests too. Check it out right now.
Welcome to Up Level Your Communication. I'm your host, Dr. Miluna Fausch. Listen to the music of your soul. Your voice matters, and on this show, expert guests will talk about the voice and intentional, enlightened communication, because this is how you will influence and impact the world. Welcome to another episode of Up Level Your Communication. My guest today was born in West Africa. He is a proud alumni of University of San Diego and is the founder and visionary of Meraki Allure, a high-end environmentally conscious clothing line. And they offer clothing and custom suits and custom gowns and bridal gowns and image consulting services. Now, he's coming to you today from San Diego, California. It is my pleasure to welcome to the show, Mo Cisse.
Such an honor. Thank you so much, Dr. Miluna. It's such a pleasure to be here. I know that you and I have intentionally made a pact to connect and add value to each other. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And Mo reminded me we've been connecting for about 2 years now. So the journey continues. And this is what happens when you have both professional and personal relationships with folks as friends. So let's jump in. The first impression we make is the way we look and present ourselves, and that's your domain. And the second impression we make is the way we communicate and speak, and that's my domain. Your personal slogan is, dress how you want to be addressed. I'm going to repeat that for the audience. It's dress how you want to be addressed. Unpack that for us.
Yeah, I think the short version is when I immigrated to the US in 1997, I got bullied a lot for not speaking English because French is my first language. So that led to a journey. By the time I got to high school and college, I noticed that when I dressed differently, people treated me better. So that became my armor, which led me to 10 years of being a personal stylist as a hobby. I would take men and women shopping. I would teach them how to put their wardrobe together. And then fast forward to 2015, 2 of those clients had an intervention with me telling me that I needed to take fashion more seriously. And thankfully I listened. And we launched the company Meraki Allure in 2016.
Gotta love it. Sometimes our armor turns to be the biggest gift. I was not her. The kid I was told, be quiet. Nobody wants to hear from you. I was abused. So here we are, yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Why do you believe, or this is my belief, I think you'll share it, but let's see. Why do you believe people underestimate the impact of their personal presentation or the way they dress?
Yeah, I think to me, it's a combination of so many different things, but I'll be an optimist and say number one, it's a lack of insight. Maybe some people don't realize it because it's so much easier to just wear sweatpants and t-shirts everywhere. Again, nothing against that. But the point is that as conscious leaders, as professionals, it's important for us to control the narrative that we bring out to the world, because whether we like it or not, people judge. That's a universal thing. It's not American thing. It's not an African thing. It's a human thing. In the first few seconds people see you, they judge. So my journey was, if people are going to judge, let me control the narrative of what they're going to judge me on. So that was my personal journey. It's like, okay, I'll control the narrative. If I step into a coffee shop, to a meeting, I want the narrative to be conscious of mine, not something by default.
Well said. And I believe it's a respect thing as well. As you said, there are so many elements to it. But one of my friends said something to me years ago, and I can't remember exactly how she said it, but it was that some people don't have clothing IQ, or perhaps it's EQ, emotional intelligence. Yeah. So those are the folks here in the snow in Charleston in shorts. Because we're having snow here, and we had sweet, and it's been 25 degrees, very in Charleston. And there are folks in shorts. I just said, we're not judging, but maybe you're cold, and maybe that's not appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. I love the fact that you use the word respect, because I believe the personal development journey begins with us first. So for me, dressing the part, first and foremost, helps me feel better.
Yes.
So when I feel better, it affects the way I treat others or how others treat me. So I love the fact that you use the word respect, because that is fundamentally part of my journey, and what I even talk to our clients about on our website. It says that all we sell is confidence.
Yes.
Because you feel good one day, you feel good a week, you feel good a month. You do that over time, it's going to affect your posture and how you appear in the world and how you present yourself. So I do love the fact that you use the word respect indeed.
Beautifully said. Now, you also say fashion is just an excuse for us to elevate people's lives. Now, you were inspired and elevated by your mother. Isn't that true? Tell us that.
Yes. Man, every time I talk about this woman, I get emotional, because I have tremendous respect for her sacrifice, for her tenacity. So she's been an entrepreneur all of my life. So she brought me to America for my 12th birthday present, actually. That's still one of the best presents I've ever received.
Indeed. Land of freedom.
Literally. So I left Guinea, West Africa, exactly on my birthday, October 23rd of 1997. So I talk a lot about her because she's been an entrepreneur all of my life. Although she's retired now, this woman still tries to get African clothes and sell it to people. She just won't. It's just part of her. But when I came to America, I just look at that as my mom's thing. I didn't even foresee me going into fashion. So in college, I was an English major in creative writing, and business was my interest. So long story short, I have a tremendous respect for her because of what she has overcame in her life, and for the level of independence, especially in a culture like mine where a lot of women mostly stay home and take care of the family. So I just have tremendous respect for her tenacity and entrepreneur mindset as well.
I love it. I love it. And again, we're glad your friends intervened as well. And you need to take this more serious. So the clues were coming, but sometimes we can't see our own skills right away, right? Other people might tell us, but that's easy for you. That's not easy for other people. Take a look back. Wow. Now, share with our audience the origin and the meaning of the word Meraki, Meraki.
Yeah, that was another beautiful synchronicity, how life happens. So when I did take on the challenge of my friends telling me to start my own line, a lot of them wanted me to use my name, Mo Cisse, like a lot of designers do. But for me, I wanted to build a brand that could outlive all of us, that when people read the name, it could inspire them. And for 3 months, I couldn't find a word. So finally, in like a Wednesday evening back in 2015, I asked a nephew of mine who was 13 at the time. I said, "Hey, can you please go look up cool words for me, words that have good meaning?" So Dr. Miluna, literally within 2 days, this boy gave me 3 words. And one of them was Meraki. And it's a Greek word. It means to do something with love, to put a piece of yourself in your work, which I believe you do with your line of work, which I believe a lot of leaders probably listening to this are doing the work that they're passionate about, that they feel like is mission driven. And that's what Meraki means.
And the second name or part of your fashion house is Allure. Allure. Love that word. Allure mean to you?
Yeah, it's another powerful word. That one is, I believe, from Spain descent, if I'm not mistaken, or Latin descent. There you go. So it's a manifestation of a worthy ideal. A manifestation of a worthy ideal, something that you're drawn to, something that's alluring, something that just has a natural light to it, and it allures you in. So yeah, it's those are the 2 powerful words.
They have frequency, don't they? And that's we can hear that and feel that. It's beautiful and very conscious. So for our audience, what we choose to call our company, all of these things matter. These things matter because they have a frequency to the words and a deep, deep meaning. So get out your dictionary, folks. We love that. Etymology of the words. Mo, that was the background. And this is magic. This really, really matters.
Yeah.
Now, while dressing men and women for success, you also have a long-range vision to build a legacy for future generations to benefit from what you're doing every day now. Share more of that vision and mission with us, please.
Yeah, thank you. You have some amazing questions. Thank you so much. So the vision in a nutshell is we want to be a solution for our industry. Fashion, depending on the season, is number 2 or number 3 of the most wasteful industries in the world. And this is next to the oil industry. Because when you go shopping at the mall, at your local stores, you just see this beautiful boutique or store. You know, you have no idea what happens behind the scenes with the manufacturing and all of that. But unfortunately, it has grown to be one of the most wasteful industries in the world. So for us, not only we chose to be environmentally conscious from the beginning, we can proudly say that in the last 8-9 years of the business, we've never thrown any excess clothes into landfills. We've never burned excess clothes. We have limited production. Whatever we sell is whatever we have. And we run out, we run out. There's no more, you know. So for us, that's something that I can be excited about. Because if I just wanted to just make quick money, I could have just bought a bunch of cheap items and put them online and automated this thing. But for me, I needed to be excited about something. I needed to see myself doing something long term. So knowing that we are leading in the direction to make a difference, that's something that I can envision for generations to come.
So gorgeous. Indeed. All of this matters, how we're doing our business for the world and our sustainability here.
Yeah.
How do we function at a higher performance level when wearing colors and clothing that fits us, fits our essence and our personality? How does that take our performance level up?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question too. I think, as we mentioned earlier, it begins with us. Because that, and I also love another thing you mentioned earlier, you talked about the frequency of the words, you know, so if the frequency of the words and how we communicate and how we present ourselves all have a frequency, another powerful aspect of that, it could also determine the people and opportunities we attract to ourselves. I can't tell you how many times, Dr. Miluna, I'm sitting at a coffee shop, I'm sitting somewhere, someone has tapped me on the shoulder to compliment me. And some of those conversations have led to genuine friendships or business opportunities or just cool contacts. It's just been such an amazing journey of just being present and being aware of how we show up in the world. Yeah.
One of the reasons my husband and I were attracted to Charleston is because when you go downtown, people still dress up. I saw me in suits and I'm watching well-dressed men go by. I thought, oh, the Southern hospitality, the graciousness continues.
I love
in many of the folks there, especially maybe the older generation, I might say. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Now, I actually love when there's a dress code in place. I know some folks are going to be shocked and they don't want it. Well, I think it makes a difference. My husband and I went to Biltmore Estates in Asheville, North Carolina for our anniversary last year in the fall. And the inn has a dress code. Can I tell you and share with you from beginning to end, the greeting to the service, through the well-dressed people around us, through people seem friendly and happy, and oh my goodness, the food was exquisitely presented. The server was a professional waiter. I used to wait tables. I loved it. Doesn't it make a difference in the atmosphere and how we experience life?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why movies have a wardrobe team, because the way people are dressed portrays and solidifies the story.
It's all part of it, telling the story, isn't it?
Exactly. Imagine having great actors, but everyone's dressed the same.
If they put me in gray or something, it wouldn't be good, would it? Well, my color. No.
That's priceless. That's priceless.
Now, it seems to me, also my opinion, the more I see people dressing very casually, for example, when you're flying or you're in an airplane and folks look like they have their PJs and slippers on. So we're not really dressed for an emergency landing or anything.
Yeah.
It seems to me like our courtesy goes down as well because we're so comfortable and, we're not in our own homes. We're not in our own living rooms. We're in the forum or somewhere else. And it seems to me, as you said at the beginning, Mo, that humans are visual and we are dodging. We're designed that way to see what we think is beautiful. And so can you share with us any more about how we're treated better, how we're more successful when we are well-dressed and put together?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think another thing I'll go back to, because it has set a great tone for our conversation, which is respect. And I understand with popular culture, especially with social media, there's a big following for relaxed clothing and things like that, which I completely understand. There's a big difference between trends and your personal style. Your personal style is part of your identity, and one of my favorite examples is the James Bond movies. And James Bond always dresses like a gentleman, and that's been the case for decades. He's never changed that perspective. But I do understand there's a popular culture about dressing a certain way, and I definitely want to acknowledge and pay respect to that. But the conversation that we're talking about, I also do understand that it may not be for everyone if you're not willing to take conscious inventory of your life. And that may sound off to someone listening to this, but what I'm simply saying is if you're looking to manifest certain things and connections or opportunities in your life, I encourage you to explore what it is to elevate your image to align with those opportunities, or if you're a business professional. But if you're a college student and none of this relates to you, or you work in an industry that's totally relaxed, then that's okay. If that's where the alignment is, that you're okay with. But the conversation that Dr. Miluna and I are having are about intentionality. So I do understand and acknowledge that it may not be for everyone, and that's okay. That's the beauty of society and civilization. There's different compartments, whatever aligns for you. But our conversation today is specifically about the people that want to elevate their lives and want to be intentional in how they appear in the world. And if that's the case, it's important to take inventory of how you appear in this world. So I'll give you a quick example. One of our partnerships that we have with our business is a professional dating coach. She literally makes a great living. She's been doing this for over 6 years now. She just had a baby. So I work with her clients to dress them for their dates. So she does the inner work with them, with their personalities and all of that. And they come to me to dress them for their dates. And these guys are amazing. Some of them are executives with Tesla and Google, so forth and so on. But long story short, the point is, if you're going to go on a date, you need to take inventory of how you show up on that date. So that's the same foundation that we're talking about here. And again, I acknowledge that because of certain popular culture, this may not be an alignment. But the point is, if you're going to go on a date, if you want to appear like you're intentional about your life, I would highly encourage and empower you to take more consciousness approach to how you appear. And by the way, that doesn't even mean you wearing suits everywhere, because that's not what we're saying. But where it could be as simple as a nice clean dress shirt with some clean jeans and shoes that complement that wardrobe. So I just want to make it clear to everyone listening, we're not talking about everyone wearing suits and things everywhere they go. But the point is, it is empowering and a beautiful thing when you do choose to elevate your image to complement what your goals are.
Beautifully said. And I think for me, I look at the way I show up and dress as my self-expression as well. I'm certainly more of an artist, colors and all of that, but it's a way I get to show up. My makeup, my jewelry, all of this is part of how I want to show up and add beauty to the world. Now, I know you said you get a lot of compliments, which I can imagine. I mean, look at this well-defined, my friends. His pocket square is perfect. He's got on a hat. Oh, so good. And the First Lady wore a hat, didn't she? Hats might be back. Oh, my gosh. My husband gets complimented on his sweaters all the time. And yes, I pick them out, and when we go shopping sometimes. But isn't that also a way just to connect with someone else? Because both men and women compliment him. Isn't that an opportunity to have a conversation with another person as well?
Absolutely. So for anyone listening to this that's a business owner or a professional, I talk to our clients about this all the time. There's a big difference between pull-through marketing and push-through marketing. Push-through marketing is when a celebrity holds a Coca-Cola and says, drink this, I drink Coca-Cola. That's push-through marketing. They're pushing an idea or a fantasy onto you by advertising a product a certain way. But what I coach our clients on is pull-through marketing. Basically, become attractive. Give people a reason to approach you. So the same thing you're doing with your husband with his beautiful sweaters is my ideal method as well. Give people a reason to compliment you, because when they're the one approaching you, it makes it such a smoother conversation versus me stepping into a room and saying, hey guys, this is what I sell. My name is Mo. Please come buy from me. Please come buy from me. You know, my products are amazing. We're environmentally conscious. People are going to be like, man, who invited this guy? Yeah, who's this guy? You know, versus you walk into a room, you focus on connecting and complimenting people. Sometimes they're going to ask you multiple times. So what is it that you do, Dr. Miluna? Like they don't even, but because they're drawn to you because of the energy and the way you present yourself is attractive. And we're not even talking about romantic. We're just using the senses that we all have and give people a positive reason to approach you, you know? So it could be as simple as what you're doing with your husband and his beautiful sweaters. But the common theme is people are drawn to him and others for a reason.
It's that star factor. We might say it in charisma. It makes a person more interesting.
Exactly.
As you're saying, it's always an inside job. So if we're serious about our dreams and we really want to get to a place of accomplishment and achievement and feeling good, all of this comes into play, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Wow. Now, I think you're in your 9th year. Yes? Official?
Yes, ma'am.
Man, congratulations.
Thank you greatly. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. What is next? I know you have an international team, and what's next for Meraki Allure?
Yeah. The immediate next thing is we want to manifest our first high-end boutique here in San Diego because we've been online this whole past 9 years. So we officially now want to begin offering people a personalized in-person experience where you can come and sit, have some tea or your favorite beverage, go through fabrics, do your measurements, provide more of a allure experience for people. And eventually we want to build a warehouse as well. So that way we can also provide transparency that currently doesn't exist in our industry. Right now, if you ask most companies, where are you manufacturing? Who makes your clothes? They're like, hush, hush, there's all this secrecy. But imagine at Disneyland for fashion. You come, you order a piece, you watch it get made, so that way you know exactly where your products are coming from.
That means so much. And that's where I think we are evolving to. At least I hope. We're at a choice point. And I always say to my friends, I shop consciously. There are stores I won't shop at because I don't binge in their environmental practices. Their humanitarian is lacking to me. And thank you for giving us an option for doing this different.
Thank you.
And so I'm late, and you better text me immediately back to the West Coast to San Diego.
Yeah.
And for your grand opening. Is that a deal?
Yes, ma'am. It'll be an honor. It'll be an honor to have other conscious leaders like you to really bless that opening. It'll be a blessing. Yeah.
Well, and I will certainly need 1 to 2 suits designed by you. We've talked about this before, and so that gets closer and closer for me as well.
Absolutely.
Can folks best reach you? Get in touch with you? Order our season suit? Say all of these amazing things. Get image consulting services for the folks that are ready to elevate, up-level their presence in the world.
I love that. All the words you're using, the frequencies align. I think anyone that reaches out, they should say something along those lines that you just said. I'm ready to up-level my life. If they say that, I know that they listen to us.
Hi, Kat. Oh, you are...
Exactly. If they say that, automatically they'll get a special treatment or a discount or something just for stating those words that they listen to us and they're ready to up-level their lives. Awesome. Automatically, you're in the inner circle.
Did you...
Automatically.
Audience? I could see in there.
So, but yeah, just...
Website, how would you like us to reach out?
Yeah, the website is easy. It's MerakiAllure.com. And anyone that wants to connect personally, you can Google my name, Mo Cisse, 2 separate words, M-O, and then last name C-I-S-S-E. But the same name and the same company name is everywhere on social media. But the most important thing is, even for leaders who are just looking to find ways to add value or collaborate, the important thing is the work that Dr. Miluna is doing by building a beautiful community like this. I think it's inspiring for other leaders to be connected to each other and align and see how they can add value to other people as well, you know?
Music to my ears. Look. Oh, congratulations again on your success and your plans. And we're just going to hold that love and that energy and that intention. Thank you so much for being my guest today.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me. And I look forward to our next conversation.
Indeed. And for the audience, thank you for being here with us, and stay tuned for the next episode of Up-Level Your Communication. And we'll say bye for now.
Bye for now.
Thanks for tuning in to our show. If you'd like to have a conversation about how developing your communication and presence skills will connect you to opportunities, impact, income, and fulfillment, let's talk about your future. Go to milunafausch.com and book a conversation with me. You can also find out more about my Forbes book and our podcast music, Strong Body.
Thank you for enjoying this content by Billionaires in Boxes. If you would like to be a guest or a host, be sure to get in contact with us at billionairesinboxes.com.